need to share the screen or you just need?
Yeah, I'm gonna share screen.
Okay, cool.
Should be up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Adrian. I'm here from ArtisLife Network. I'm the founder and developer. So ArtisLife Network is a cross-chain NFT distributor. Today, we're going to go over an introduction and a live demo. So ArtisLife Network is a revolutionary NFT platform. We use innovative DeFi methods to distribute NFTs to collectors. Some distribution methods include NFT farming, NFT airdrops, and NFT lotteries. So what are we trying to solve here? So the biggest thing we're trying to solve is that some of the best artists in the world have little to no experience with blockchain applications. Our solution is to take over that technical factors involved with tokenizing artwork and make it a lot easier for artists to just dive into this industry. Second problem we're trying to solve is that as a collector, it can become very hard to find the price point for an NFT, the initial price point, and that's just due to the inefficiency of price discovery. So this can lead to either overpaying for assets as a collector or the artists being underpaid if they price it too low. So our solution here is to not have an initial sale. Instead, we distribute it using various DeFi methods, and we'll get into that as it goes on. So we have four main features here. As mentioned, the three DeFi methods are NFT farming, lottery, and airdrop. So farming is essentially just stake artists and you'll earn an NFT. Right now, our staking period is set at 1 week. So at the end of that 1 week, you'll get your artist tokens back and you'll be awarded an NFT. The way lottery works is it's just a way for users to be able to play for an NFT. You guess four numbers, and if you get all four numbers right, you'll win. You can buy tickets with artist tokens. And airdrops is pretty basic. You just hold the minimum amount of artist tokens and you'll receive random NFT airdrops. And then this last feature is our secondary marketplace. This is just, we wanted to provide a place for our users to buy and sell NFTs in the more traditional sense, similar to OpenSea. We wanted to take this a step further and make it fully decentralized. And we'll dive into each one of these as we get into the demo. So we have a native token called ArtisLife Network token. It is used in every single distribution method on the network. There's currently 3, but every distribution method that we come up with will utilize it in some form. Additionally, it provides financial incentives to artists for creating the NFTs for our community. We also award holders, artist holders with our profits by burning a portion of our profits. And holders can also participate in voting for our governance protocol. So yeah, let's just dive right into the app. Currently, we're live on Polygon mainnet. Once everything goes smoothly, we plan on expanding to Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. Our app right now has all 3 distribution methods, farming, lottery, and airdrops. We also included a crypto web wallet, NFT wallets, and artist